everyone. I wanted to share some more pages that I finished last night in my art journal, and also to share some of the supplies that I use for my art journaling, just in case anyone who wants to get into it too is curious as to what types of things can be used. So I'll share those as well. But let me start with the journal. Let me move this over. Okay, so last night I did show that one. I did this page right here. And I used, if you saw my video yesterday, I showed that I bought some new, the Delusions ink spray from Joann's. So I bought all the colors that they had. And they're right there, as you can see. So what I did is, I just took a bunch of colors. I took the purple, the crushed grape, I think is what it's called, the London blue, I think I used the lemon zest, and the turquoise. And I sprayed all those down, and then the colors, and then you spray it with water, and then the colors move around and run together, and then I just took a paper towel and blotted it off. And then underneath I used some of my stencils. And what's neat about this ink is you can have it on your paper and then you lay like the stencil down, which is what is here. It didn't turn out, the heart didn't come out because it was in the yellow, so you can't really see it. But I just laid it down, you spritz it with water, and then when you lift it up, you blot it off, and then it's got the outline in the background. So it's really cool. So you can do all different kinds of stenciling. Like down here, you can't see too well, but I did a tree here, which is this stencil right here. So I just laid it down, sprayed it with water, and then it, I forget what the technique is called, but it's like a resist or something like that. So, really cool. And then I did some hearts over here. For the wording, I just, again, ran those off in Word, made it the size font that I wanted. And then, so this one says, change your thoughts and you change your world. I had just got done reading, a couple months ago, I read The Help. And this is a song in there. So I have it on my playlist and I hear it all the time. And I just I like that saying. So I thought it went well with the colorful background as the saying. So then over here I did another Prima Doll stamp, and this time I'm like really into the book page look. And what I do is I have this book that I've already read, so I just take pages out of it and then put a stamped copy on the copy machine, and then I tear out a piece of the book page, put it on top so I know where it's going to print out, and then run that through the copy machine as well. And then I'm able to cut out the pieces. So you can see her legs and her arms and her neck. And it's funny because the face was on a part, like there was like a blank space. I don't see any here now, but it was like a blank space up top, so it was perfect. So it left her face just blank. So I thought that worked out good. And then did the same thing with her dress. I ran a piece of yellow paper through the copier, and then just cut it out and paper pieced it on there like that. So really simple. And then her little shoes, I put some glossy accents on, which you can't really see. And then down here along the sides, I stamped with my little stamp. This one right here. So I just had it on the block and went along the edge and stamped. And what's great about art journaling is it doesn't have to be perfect. So like up here I messed up. So you see I double stamped it. But it's like, who cares? It's an art journal. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect. It can look any way you want it to, and it's fine. I mean, you don't have to be a perfectionist to do this. So it's kind of freeing. There's like no rules, so you can just do whatever you want. So I really like art journaling. very relaxing, very stress relieving. So that's the page I did last night. And then using the ink sprays, that stuff is really good. Okay, and then here's my pages today. Let me start with this one here. So this little girl I drew, I had bought this book a while ago. It's called Mixed Media Girls. And so in it, the Susie Blue, she teaches you how to draw these dolls. And then you can use different techniques, and she shows you like how to put it all together, like the doll. I'm trying to find the doll that was my inspiration. It's like it's called Your Very First Mixed Media Doll or something like that. Oh, here it is. So this is the girl. So it's called A Petite Doll, Your First Mixed Media. Oops, I can't see that. Mixed Media Girl. So this is what she looks like. And so I kind of did the dress the same, but the hair and stuff I did differently. I gave her bangs. So, but same kind of dress. And so I just drew that out. Then I cut it out and then used my Prismacolors to color her face and like her different details. And I Prismacolored her dress and then her legs. And then I went back over with my gelatos, which are right here. I have this set here, which I found this is in the kids section, and it's the same as the Faber-Castell, or Faber-Castell, however you pronounce it. And this was really cheap. I think it was $10, and then I had used a 50% off coupon, so it was like $5. I haven't seen it at my Joann's anymore, so I'm not sure if they still have them. But look in the kids section where like all the Crayola markers and crayons and stuff are, and then there's poster board, stuff like that, and you might be able to find it still. But this came with the whole little set of primary colors and the black and the whites, and there's a peach, and it came with a brush as well. So those are my little excuse me, gelatos that I use. And then I have a couple more in here that I bought that you can get in the where all the scrapbooking section is. So these two were together, and then these pinks and purple were together. So I got the silver and the gold. So those are my other ones. So I took the blue and I went over it, and then I just took my finger and rubbed it on there. And then for the background, it was the napkins that I picked up at Tuesday Morning, the set right here. And what I did is I just took a sheet, took one of them, and now this is double, it's got two pieces. So I learned this the hard way because I glued the whole thing down while the top sheet came off. So if you peel off that layer, you just have the one layer here, and that makes it easier to glue down and it'll stay. So then what I did is I just tore, because the pattern, that's right side, but then this is upside down. So I couldn't just lay it on here because half of it would be upside down and half of it wouldn't. So, which, no big deal. I mean, like I said, it's art journaling. You can do whatever you want. But in this case, I wanted it all to be the same direction. So I just tore it and then glued it down. And what I used for that is this, oh, not that one. This regular gel matte. It's a matte finish. It's by Golden, and it's like a glue, and you get tons of it. And so I just took my little brush and brushed it on there, and then tore pieces of the napkin and laid it down, and then added another layer on top of that so it seals it in. So that was the background. Oh, I forgot, I added stickles to her hair, so it gave it a little shine. And then these labels here are the tiny type that I had picked up. So it's got different really cute little sayings and stuff. So, and then I took more gelatos and went over that and rubbed it just to take out the starkness of the white. I didn't want it to be just bright white on there, so that took off some of the white. So that's how that turned out. And then this one is a favorite of mine. This mermaid. Now this time I did not draw her because she was too complex. There's no way I could draw her. So in the book, there was a picture of her. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, so there's the picture. And what I did is I just took the book, put it on the copy machine, and copied it. And then colored her in. I used Stickles, which you can't really see the shininess anymore because I put a layer of the gel over top of it, so it took some of the sparkle away, which I'm kind of bummed about, but that's alright. But I used 3 different Stickle colors and just went along and made a little pattern out of her little mermaid, I don't know what you call that, mermaid fin, and then her top. And then her flowers had Stickles on it too, but that got covered up with the gel as well. I used my Prismacolors on her hair, and then I took the brown gelato here and just rubbed that on as well, just to make it more dimensional. And I like how this kind of sticks up. It's not flat up on the page, so it's kind of dimensional. So down here, the little ocean weeds, or whatever they're called, what I used for that is when I made the background, okay, for the background I used the London blue, the turquoise, and the green. And I sprayed all that on there, put the water, and then blotted it with a paper towel. Okay, so this is the paper towel. Once you're done, you have it crushed up and you're blotting. So then you get this really cool pattern on it. So what I did is I cut out the seaweed. That's what it is, seaweed. So I cut that out of the paper because it's dimensional, it's textured. So I thought that would be cool to put down there. So that's layered on there. And then once again, my book. I love the book look. So that, I used a Sizzix die to cut that out. It's from the Flower and Vines thing. What do you call it? Die. And cut that out and just put those on there just to give it some more interesting look. And then I also put some glossy accents on some of the bubbles. So some of the bubbles are glossy. And then with this, I just stamped with my little dollar stamps. Just put "Believe in the Unbelievable," because, you know, mermaids, you either believe they're real or you don't. So, so that's how that page came out. And I really like the colors on this one. I think they're really pretty. So, those were the pages I worked on last night and today. So I wanted to share that with you. And let's see, is there anything? I showed the Delusion spray. Oh, here's the gesso that I use. It's just Folk Art. It's a cheap brand, nothing fancy. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but you can get it at Michael's or Joann's cheap. I also have this. This is the Glass Bead Gel, and that's what I did the heart on the page that Carson and I did together. That's the Glass Bead Gel. So it's got dimension. It's got little tiny glass beads in it. So it's really textured. So that's another thing I use. And then for paints, I just use your basic acrylics. You know, all different kinds. I have a ton of them in my closet, so I just use those. And then I use Mod Podge as well. And let's see what else. Here's my wax pastels. I use these sometimes as well for watercolors. So you get a whole little set of those. And I believe that is it. Oh, for the stamping, I use the StazOn because it says it's for every purpose, every surface, so works for me. And that is it. Oh, I also used my Smash pen to outline the seaweed. down here just to make it stand out a little more. So there you have it. There's my pages that I worked on and just a little brief supply list of the things that I use. Oh, I didn't show these. These are some stencils that I have as well. This is the bubble one that I used for the bubbles in the mermaid scene one. So you just spray it with water. You could also take gesso and smooth it over, and it'll leave the little circles on your page. So all different kinds of techniques, and there's a lot of talented art journaling people on here, and I've been watching and getting some tips and ideas. So if you want some ideas yourself, check those out. Just type in art journaling techniques or art journal, and you'll get a ton of people come up. So anyway, just wanted to share that with y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.